Hey guys, this is Spartacus here, and welcome to another video where in today's video we're going to be talking about combat records and leaderboards here in Black Ops 4, but more specifically we're actually going to be talking about them and how they're not in Black Ops 4 because we don't have the proper combat records and leaderboards here in Black Ops 4 like we've always wanted, right? Now, I'm not too big of a person when it comes to leaderboards. I could care less about leaderboards, to be completely honest with you. I'm more of a person that when it comes to combat records, but I know there are some of you out there who really do like the leaderboard system and you like to see what you're ranked among all the other players on the platform you play on, right? And some of you guys might even want to be one of those top people on the leaderboards for a certain game mode, whether it's a certain like multiplayer, zombies, or maybe even blackout. But sadly, we don't have that. We don't even have a combat record or a proper leaderboard system here in the Call of Duty Black Ops 4 game. So let's start with leaderboards because there really isn't too much to say about leaderboards and why they're not here in actually Black Ops 4. And some people have came to the conclusion that the reason why we don't see global leaderboards here in Black Ops 4 is because the Activision or Treyarch, whoever it is that's making this decision, doesn't want people to compare how many people are actually playing their game. Even though I'm quite confident a lot of people are playing Black Ops 4, so I'm not sure why they would want to hide those numbers from us. But you know, leaderboards is something that really shows you how great of a player or how much time played you've put into a game compared to everyone else that owns the game, you know? And I think a lot of people would actually like to see leaderboards actually return to the Call of Duty series, but sadly it may never actually return. Now, I don't really know any other reasons why leaderboards wouldn't be in the game other than like Activision or Treyarch doesn't want to let us to compare numbers of how many people are playing in a certain game mode and stuff like that. But you know, it could be another reason, and this one's actually kind of just occurred to me recently, and I'll explain it a little bit later when we get into kind of the combat record stuff. But the reason why we might not have a proper leaderboard system like we saw in previous Call of Duty games is because simply maybe it just isn't working on their end, right? Maybe for some reason this year in Call of Duty, leaderboards, they're like people's stats and everything are just not being carried over after every game they played, you know. And that could be the reason why we don't see a proper leaderboard system. I mean, that doesn't really make any sense now that I think about it, because we do actually have leaderboards in this game, but it's only on our friends list, right? We only compare of what our progress is compared to what our friends do, right? We only have leaderboards for our friends. We can't see like a global leaderboard compared to everyone who is in the actual like platform, like everyone who plays this game on that certain platform, whether it's Xbox, PlayStation, or even PC. So I'm not really sure exactly why leaderboards are in the game, but combat records, there is a reason I kind of discovered recently that I think I know why we don't actually see a good combat record system here in Black Ops 4. So each game mode, if you go to their main menu, whether it's the main menu in Zombies, Multiplayer, Blackout, and you press the start button on your controller or keyboard if you're on a PC, you can see to the right that there are stats, right? And it shows you like how many kills you got, how many headshots you got. I'm just like looking at stuff at Zombies right now, but right, you can see like these kind of broad stats, and they're not the nitty-gritty stuff that we've seen in previous Call of Duty games where we can't see how many kills we got with each gun in the game, what gun is actually our highest kill gun, what score streak is the most we've used in multiplayer, and we just don't have the detailed stats that we want for a combat record system here in Black Ops 4. Instead, we just have these really broad stats that for the most part we don't care about too much, right? But there is a reason I discovered recently to maybe why we actually don't see the combat record like we saw in Black Ops 3 or even Black Ops 2. So if you actually go into the Zombies menu, and it might be different for all of you because it depends how much you play Zombies and what you do in Zombies and stuff like that, but if you're in the Zombies main menu, you press the start button and you look to the right and you can see the stats, right? If you see how many kills I have over 85,000 kills in Zombies. But when I go to leaderboards and I actually see how many kills I have on there, it says I have over 100,000 kills. That's like completely off. That is literally like almost a 15,000 difference in kills from what it says on the leaderboards and what it says in the main menu of Zombies for my stats, right? So I actually discovered this recently, noticing that my leaderboard stats and the stats in the menu are actually different. And I think, and this is just like, I'm just predicting this, or not predicting it, but this is just an assumption that I'm making, that I think this is the reason why we don't see actual combat records here in Black Ops 4, is because simply their stat tracking system is just not working this time, and I don't understand why it's not working. And I mean, when Black Ops 4, I can't even talk right now, but when Black Ops 4 first came out, this game had so many issues with it. I mean, so many issues with it. There was like glitches, there was like game-breaking glitches and stuff like that. I mean, heck, you couldn't even play a zombies match and get like blue screened or whatever, or your game crashed, or when you're trying to do Easter egg quest steps and stuff like that. This game came with a lot of bugs. This game was just not finished at all, and it really showed when this game launched on October. But another thing is that I think the combat record system is also another thing to take note of, showing that this game is also broken, because this game can't track your stats at all, and I think that's why we don't see a combat record here in this game, which is a real shame if you ask me. I'm really disappointed that we don't see a combat record here in Black Ops 4, because I'm a huge nerd when it comes to like numbers and stats and stuff like that, and I like to see my progression throughout Zombies, Blackout, and multiplayer, and see all the nitty-gritty stats for each of those modes, and what weapons I've used, equipment, and like all that stuff, you know, like we saw even in Black Ops 3. I mean, heck, in the original Black Ops, the first Black Ops game probably had the best combat record system. In that game, you could literally see like your average shots to like the body of an enemy in multiplayer and stuff like that. I mean, that Black Ops 1 had way better stat tracking than any other Call of Duty game, and that game came out like, I don't know how many years ago. Was it like 2010? I honestly can't remember. It was a long time ago. And so I'm just kind of waiting, honestly. I'm just kind of waiting for us to actually get a good Call of Duty game that has a great combat record system. And sure enough, Black Ops 4 did not deliver with a combat record system, and they definitely didn't deliver with a leaderboard system either. So what's the deal, Treyarch? What is the deal over there? Is Activision literally holding you guys back from doing this? I don't understand. I mean, I kind of understand why they're not doing leaderboards, but at the same time, it is a little ridiculous that they're holding us back from the leaderboard system that we had previously in other Call of Duty games. But removing combat records from the Call of Duty game, I mean, the only reason I can think of is that it's just the game simply just cannot track our stats. I mean, literally, I just showed you guys proof that in Zombies, my stats for how many kills I've gotten is different for my stats in the main menu and from the leaderboards. It doesn't make any sense. Now, I actually had a conversation with my brother last night about this, and he made a good point where, like, if you're playing solo in Zombies and you put bots on, maybe the kills that the bots get actually count towards the kills for your leaderboards, and that's actually a possibility. Now, I'm not 100% sure about that. I mean, I guess I could do some testing and figure that out myself, but still, the stat tracking in this game is broken. It's just not working, obviously. But that's just the one thing I've noticed in zombie stat tracking. I try to look for things in multiplayer. There were a couple things I noticed, like how many games played, but I think they might not include the games played for like party game modes, like gun game or one in the chamber and stuff like that, because my games played weren't completely off, but they weren't the same number. So I don't know, you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What do you guys think about leaderboards and combat records not being here in Black Ops 4? And the sad thing is, well, it's never going to come to the game. It's been long enough. Black Ops 4 has been out long enough, way more than 6 months, or not way more, but yeah, it's been out for over 6 months. I highly doubt we're ever going to get it here in the game, which is honestly a huge disappointment. And I really hope with Infinity War's next game, which is probably going to be Modern Warfare Remastered, or not Modern Warfare Remastered, but Modern Warfare 4, I really hope that in that game we get a proper leaderboard and combat record system. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new, and I should catch you guys later.